Chiefs Kingdom. I need you to hear this. There's a take going around the NFL right now that is so wild, so crazy, that when I first saw it, I had to read it twice. Some people are seriously saying the Kansas City Chiefs should trade franchise player. Yes, losing one of the greatest players in NFL history. Before we break down why this take exists, why it makes no sense, and what this really says about the Chiefs after a brutal season, do me a favor right now. Smash that like button. Subscribe to Chiefs Nation Update. We're a brand new channel, and our goal is 500 subscribers, so if you're Chiefs Kingdom, help us grow this community. Alright, let's talk about this madness. Let's start with reality. The 2025 season was a disaster by Chiefs standards. Kansas City finished 6-11, missed the playoffs for the first time in the Patrick Mahomes era, and watched everything fall apart after Mahomes suffered a torn ACL late in the season. Despite all that, let's not forget who we're talking about. Patrick Mahomes. 5 Super Bowl appearances, 3 Super Bowl wins, multiple MVP-level seasons, the face of the franchise. And yet, after one bad year filled with injuries, people are already throwing out the idea of trading him. This take came from Brad Gagnon of Bleacher Report, who floated the idea that maybe both sides should consider a fresh start. Not because Mahomes isn't great, but because of his massive contract. The injury and the Chiefs clearly needing a rebuild. Gagnon even admitted how unrealistic it sounds, saying Mahomes is way too tied to the franchise and that trading him would cost Kansas City a fortune. But he added something important. If a blockbuster offer ever came in, the Chiefs shouldn't rule it out. Let's talk numbers. Mahomes is just over halfway through his 10-year, $450 million contract. Trading him would destroy the salary cap, create massive dead money, signal a full organizational collapse. There is zero indication from the Chiefs or Mahomes that this is even a remote possibility. In fact, Mahomes recently bought land in the Kansas City area to build his dream home. That doesn't sound like someone planning an exit. Now here's the most important part. Andy Reid has already addressed Mahomes' rehab, and his tone tells you everything. Reid said Mahomes is doing great, especially considering he's just 3 weeks removed from surgery, he's staying in Kansas City, he's attacking rehab, he's staying positive. Reid even talked about how tough the early rehab phase is, mentally and physically, but Mahomes is handling it exactly how a franchise quarterback should. That's leadership. That's commitment. That's the guy you build around. Now let me speak as a fan. Trading Patrick Mahomes would be organizational malpractice. This isn't a Mahomes problem. This is a roster problem. This is a depth problem. This is an injury problem. The solution isn't to move on from the best quarterback of his generation. It's to rebuild around him properly. Protection, weapons, creativity, health. That's the fix. The take accidentally gets one thing right. The Chiefs do need dramatic changes, but not by trading Mahomes. They need a refreshed offensive identity, better depth across the roster, smarter roster construction, and patience while Mahomes gets fully healthy. If they fail to do that, then yeah, things could rot. But with Mahomes healthy, this window is still wide open. Now, I want to hear from you. Chiefs Kingdom. Is this the craziest take you've ever heard? Do you understand why people are panicking? Or are the Chiefs closer to a comeback than the media wants to admit? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button. Subscribe to Chiefs Nation Update. We're chasing 500 subscribers, and every single sub helps this channel grow. This is Victor, and let me be very clear. You don't trade legends, you build around them. Chiefs Kingdom forever.